Hello, hey, everybody. It is me, Sharice from CJ and Sharice. I am, oh, sorry, y'all. I just seen a message, but I just realized the message is on my iPad. Everything is coming through now, but it's actually from like last week because my iPad has been dead and it was confusing me. I was seeing something from my husband and I was like, what is he talking about? Okay, so it is me, Sharice from CJ and Sharice. These videos will be uploaded on my personal channel. These videos are just me continuing to follow with my health journey, and just, being me outside of being a wife and a mom. And for anybody that these videos come across, and hopefully I'm able to, reach other people who are dealing with or who have dealt with the same things that I have dealt with. So this video is going to be, well, number one, surprise or surprise, as my sister Sonia would say. This video is going to be a part of Slaytember. So this is the first Slaytember that I am challenging myself to be a part of, and make sure that I put out a video every day for the month of September. I will explain Slaytember and what it is. It's only like 12 followers on this channel. But and just in case a couple more people come over, we can explain what it is, and maybe Slaytember can come something even bigger. But overall, Slaytember is something that SVO has created. SVO is the Essence of Sonia, Vicky's World, and Miss Louisiana Housewife. They are other YouTubers. I believe there were some other people that started originally, but I always forget that, so I do apologize if there are any original members. I think Auntie from MRTV and Cowboy, I think they were original members, and they just came together and they came up with something to challenge themselves, to push their self and each other for a full month to put out content a couple of years ago. And it's something that they do yearly. And people who decide to join, you can join and you just tag one of those original members in the video, and they will watch videos, share you out. They'll I believe they create a playlist and put the Slaytember videos in there. So surprise, I am here. This video today, I am going to be discussing my weight loss surgery. So you all have seen the previous video before where I talked about me being diagnosed with intracranial hypertension. That is something that is not life-threatening, but it does cause you to go blind, and they say that it is all due to weight. I've also learned that, hold on, because you can see the TV and my glasses, and that's throwing me off. Or maybe that's not that. Maybe that's the mirror. Okay, but I'm not moving. I'm in my room. What did I just say? I've also been told that they are still doing studies to try to figure out other causes of intracranial hypertension. Because I have learned and come across a person or two who was diagnosed with the same thing, and they are not considered obese. I am considered obese. So my neurologist said that weight loss surgery would be the first thing for me to try. I started this journey in June of 2023. I went back and forth of whether or not I really wanted to do this. What made me start going ahead and doing the things to get prepared for the surgery, and then finally made me push to get the surgery, is I actually started to my vision in my left eye was getting terrible. It was becoming very, very blurry, and the whooshing in my ear was extremely bad. Like, it was really, really loud. And I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, what happens if the weight loss surgery doesn't work? And they said, well, they truly believe that the weight loss surgery will work, but there's no way that they can guarantee it. And if the weight loss surgery did not work, then the next and final step would be to put shunts in, which is considered a brain surgery. That's something that I would just have to learn to live with this. I don't want that. So I decided to start to go along with the bariatric program. I've done many things to try to lose weight. I have lost weight. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I was in the gym every single day. Oh, I went walking. I worked out. Oh, I completely changed this. I tried this and I did this. I've tried a number of things and I've lost some weight. The most weight that I've lost on my own was about 15 pounds. Losing weight on my own, and when I was taking phentermine, which is a appetite suppressant, that's when I noticed this. The phentermine, I noticed this, but they said that that's not where it came from. Whatever. The amount of weight that I've lost on my own, and with taking the phentermine for about a year and a half, I've lost a total of 15 to 17 pounds. Whenever I would get down to 230, about 232, it would stop. It would just completely stop. I remember I was at 232 and I decided to do a week of a liquid diet. I made it 4 days through that liquid diet. Ended up having a appointment with the dietitian and found out that that was not going to work for me because the intracranial hypertension is pressure buildup, and the more fluid, I'm on 2,000 milligrams of acetazolamide, I think is how you say it. I think I might have said that wrong. I'll insert the name of the medicine, but that's like a pill to release water and to control the headaches, the migraines that I was getting. So me taking in all of those liquids that I was taking in, it was kind of defeating the purpose. So number one, I did not lose any weight. I still stayed at 232. I was actually putting on a couple pounds because I was putting on water weight. And then I wasn't releasing enough because as I'm taking the pill to release, I'm adding it back in. So my headaches had came back. So that didn't work out. So once that didn't work out, I continued to move forward. And then I got a phone call with the date of my surgery. And that was like that was like 3 or 4 days that I was scared. I had to have an emergency hysterectomy last year. And with my hysterectomy, I kind of felt some of the same fears. I just, for whatever reason, the hysterectomy and this surgery, I really felt like I just wasn't going to wake up from it. And I was making sure that my family was going to, like I was, without telling my family, just making sure that things were going to be okay and set up for them if I didn't make it. Like, I don't know why, but I wanted to make sure that they would be set and okay. So there were certain things like I was doing, like I was washing clothes, making sure they would have, the laundry, and just cleaning up certain areas of the house that I know that they really don't like to clean, but they would have to clean if I really didn't make it. But they would, at least they wouldn't have to do a deep clean for a while because I don't deep cleaned it and bleached and, whatever. It was just things that I did. And then we were going away for our family vacation. We went to the Poconos with our family, and on our way to that family vacation, like I had known that Wednesday, they told me it was going to be the following Monday. So Wednesday, August, whatever. This first video may seem a little long. I'm going to try not to make them too long, but because I'm just, going over the process of where I got to and then whatever, it may be about 20 minutes, but I'm going to try not to make it 20 minutes. But so Wednesday, August the 14th, I got the finalized call that my surgery would be, I'm sorry, let me take that back. August the 5th, I got a call that they could put me on the schedule for the 19th. But I had to rush and get pre-op work done just in case they could put me on. But there were certain things that had to continue to happen in order for the surgery to happen on the 19th. So I had to go do my pre-ops. I had to go get another, see the cardiologist to make sure that, my heart was good. And then on the 16th, so August 16th, we went on vacation with our family to the Poconos. On that day, I got a phone call right before we got to the Poconos, and they said that they were going to have to cancel the surgery because they didn't get the pre-auth from the insurance and la da da. And I started thinking, okay, maybe this isn't meant. I've been scared that I wasn't going to wake up from it. Now this is going on. Maybe God is telling me this isn't the way to go. Well, about an hour after that, because they wanted me to call the insurance company too, so I called the insurance company, was waiting for somebody to call me back. An hour after I called them, like literally at the resort that we were going to, we went to Kalahari. When we were checking in, I got the phone call that before we got there, I think we was at Walmart before we got to Kalahari. I got the phone call that the insurance proved everything and everything was a go. I was to be at the hospital at 9 o'clock. And then when we were checking in is when they called me and was like, hey, sorry, change of plans. Be there at 7 a.m. So I had to put all that fear away because I wanted to spend that weekend with my family, and I didn't really want to speak about the surgery or think about the surgery. So I really didn't have time to tell anybody outside of my husband and my mom. And I believe it was one or two very, very close friends of mine. And that was it. That was two of my cousins, I'll say. Although we, so outside of those, 6, 7 people, they were the only ones that really knew that the surgery was going to happen. And it was like, wow, let me just, put this off. So anyway, enjoyed the time with my family over that weekend, got home on Sunday. The one thing I wanted to have before I knew I wouldn't be able to have food again for a long time was sushi. So my husband took me and got some sushi, and I had 2 french fries from Hip Hop. If you're from the Maryland area, you know Hip Hop, and you know the salt that they put, the season that they put on there, we call it crack. And I had 2 of those good old fries with extra seasoning on it. So that was really good. And then I just went to bed. I prayed and I went to bed. Woke up, I had to be at the hospital at 5:30. And prepared for surgery. Surgery went well, the doctor said. I think I was in surgery, I think they said 3 hours. But surgery went well. Supposed to spend 1 night in the hospital. Unfortunately, I had to spend 3. They couldn't get my blood pressure under control or my pain under control. And while I was there, as you see how bruised my arm is, I had to have a blood thinner shot every 12 hours. And this is the result from the shots. There is honestly a bruise in every spot where they injected the blood thinner shot. And I spoke to medical staff. I spoke to, the post-op nurse at my bariatric center, sent pictures and everything, and she told me I can put, ice on it. It usually goes away in 1 to 2 weeks. Unfortunately, that's something that it's common with that shot, and I bruise easy anyway. So although it upsets me to see it like this, I'm not shocked. But that is that. So that is what led me there. But let me just share a little bit of my process of things that I had to do getting ready for the surgery. So, covering my information, they give you this book, Bariatric Weight Loss Program. And in this book, they give you these weekly logs that you have to follow. And in this log, you have to put your name, the date, your full name, date of birth, weight, your insurance, your phone number, and your height. And you have to say, what you've eaten For breakfast, your morning snack, lunch, your afternoon snack, and dinner, how much you've eaten, what you had to drink, and how much of it that you had to drink. And then they have these questions that you have to answer at the bottom. And the questions are, was this a typical day? Yes or no? If no, why? What vitamins or minerals are you taking? Total ounces of low-calorie fluids or water consumed yesterday. It says yesterday because, like, today is Monday, so I will be filling this log out for Sunday, and then I will be turning it in on Monday. For me, I always fill mine out on Wednesdays, and I turned it in on Thursdays. Wednesdays, it just stuck with me because my husband and I have so much to do, and I used to keep it by the computer. So when we would do our social den live, then I knew, okay, shoot, let me fill out my paperwork, and I would get it in. How many times did you eat out last week? You know, at restaurants, fast food. Is this typical? Yes or no? If no, why not? What type of exercises are you doing? You had to tell them what exercises you were doing. How many days a week are you exercising? How many minutes of exercise each session? How do you plan to improve your eating habits next week? And how do you plan to improve your exercise habits for the next week? So again, that was the form that had to be turned in every week. And with different insurance companies, it's a different amount of forms that have to be completed before they approve you for your weight loss surgery. From my understanding, again, that is here in the state of Maryland's laws. So here are all mine, like all of my logs. In this book, because of my personal information, I'm not going to hold it up completely. But in this book, they give you, just basic information. So you have your information section that tells you about your bariatric clinic team, the program timeline, surgery options, because you have to do your research before you even schedule your appointment with the doctor at this particular clinic. So I had to have done my research, known which surgery it was that I wanted, why I opted to have that one, and I had to be able to explain that I knew the difference between the surgeries. I opted to have the sleeve. And then, of course, if I opted to have the sleeve, but the doctor felt as though it was better for me to have the gastric bypass, she would then go over that and tell me, no, that's not going to be a good option for you. But you can't just come and not have any information. Like, they wanted to know that you done your research and you knew what you were getting into. So then you also have like the pre-op testing that they tell you have to do. They give you nutrition and pre-op, post-op section. So in the pre-op testing, all of this has my personal information, so I'm not going to hold it. But the checklist was 14 things that had to be checked off. You had to have a letter of support from your primary care physician. I am in no way telling anybody what the whole process is. Every doctor's office process could be different. I am only telling you what my process was. This is what I had to do to get approved for surgery and how I was able to get my surgery done and why I chose to get surgery. I had to have a mental health evaluation. I had to have cardiology clearance and EKG. I had to have an abdomen ultrasound. If you had like sleep apnea or something like that, you had to have a sleep study. I believe that's why you had to have the sleep study. That was crossed off for me. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to have a chest x-ray done because I had just had one done. When I had my hysterectomy, I had a full hysterectomy, and at the age of 39, unfortunately, it's like a risk with that, so they say, where you can possibly have heart conditions earlier in life. So me, I just want to stay on top of it because I know that all of this is being done so that I can live a healthy, better life. But I'm going to stay on top of it in case anything happens. I know. So, had to have a upper GI. No, I did not. They crossed that off for me. I had to have the EGD done. I had to have my lab slip done, which was like a hell of a lot of blood work. And then I had to also provide them with my, oh, some people will have to have a pap smear done. I didn't have to have that done because, again, I had the hysterectomy. Then I had to get the FMLA forms, FMLA and short-term disability work note forms for them to complete and send over to my job to get my short-term disability approval. So those are some of the things that I went through. So again, this is my introductory video to Slaytember, letting you know Slaytember videos for me. I don't think I have 30 days worth of stuff to talk about for this surgery, but I'm going to see how many days I have. But for that, it's going to be me just documenting my journey with this gastric sleeve that I just had done. So the next video you see tomorrow, I will tell you about because I am on day 7 right now. Why I started recording on day 7 is because I was in the hospital for 3 days. When I came home, I was trying to adjust to everything, and now I am recording on day 7. So I am here. Tomorrow, I will start talking to you about my protein shake and fluid intake. Okay, I hope everyone enjoys these videos. I hope that something helps someone, or someone sees something and they just like, hey, you know, let's talk about this. If anything, just looking to connect with others and, you know, comments and stuff, and be able to share our experiences and well wishes. So as we say on CJ and Sharice's channel, make sure you tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Again, beautiful blessings to all the ladies participating in Slaytember. Please make sure you watch out for everyone's content. For this first video, I am not mentioning any names because I don't know everybody that's going to participate, but I'm going to get the names and tag it below. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to get the information, tag it below, and then the next coming videos, maybe not tomorrow's video, or maybe by the 3rd video, I can start saying names. But again, Slaytember is something where sometimes people start participating a couple days after Slaytember once they see some of the videos. So, bye, y'all. See you tomorrow. Pretty soon, I won't have that flabby flab. Y'all see that flabby flab? Bye, y'all.